Okay, I think it's recording now. Hey guys. Oh hey, be anti-racist. Thanks, Minecraft. So I don't know when I'm gonna post this. I thought about live streaming because I mean that was what he was known for, right? But felt like live streaming like right after I found out probably wouldn't be the most I don't know. I don't know what exact word to look for there, but didn't feel like that might be the if anything, I should wait, which is why I figured, hey, maybe I'd record this instead. And I don't know when I'll post this. I don't know if I'll post this. Might not, but just thought I'd um play some Minecraft to honor the legend. Just just hop in a world. So, as the you might have guessed from the title, um, Technoblade passed away due to cancer, and I don't know if I really talked about it much on the channel. I might have mentioned in some of my Minecraft live streams. I'm sure here or there. I know I named some pigs after Techno in both Minecraft and Stardew, etc. But I've watched his content for a couple years now. Maybe hasn't been that long already. A couple years, but and he quickly became one of my favorites. Um, I guess I kind of had a relatively weird pipeline to him because at the time I didn't really watch people play Minecraft. Like there had been some big names from like years past, so like Captain Sparkles, etc. But I never stuck around for Minecraft. I lost interest after a while, as a lot of people did. I think I me watching Technoblade as kind of like a two pronged thing. Like there were two things that kind of brought me to that. One was PewDiePie, because I know he didn't like cause the revolution of Minecraft or anything like that. He didn't bring Minecraft back all on his own. But for me, watching that series he did where he got back into Minecraft and he played it for like a month and you saw the adventures he had with his house and Sven, water sheep, etc. It made Minecraft fun for me again. Not like I'm not gonna credit him for like all of Minecraft becoming coming back, quote unquote, because that's a combination of things. Like my PewDiePie was one of them. His series that he did there. I know Minecraft Monday was another, and there are a few other things that happened around that time frame where Minecraft became something that people got back to. There was like a renaissance for it. But yeah, PewDiePie brought me back into Minecraft, which is half of what brought me to Technoblade. The other half was it's kind of a weird rabbit hole. So a friend Xena, you've seen her on the channel a bit, um got me to start watching Call Me Kevin. If you don't know him, he's this Irish guy who makes a lot of videos where he just causes chaos in whatever game he's playing. He's most famous one is probably Sims, where he has this recurring character Jim Pickens that just causes chaos wherever he goes, and go watch that series. It's a fun series, and of course he's got lots of other funny videos. Uh, so one of the people that Kevin plays with a lot is RT Game. They're good friends. They play together, and along with Jacksepticeye, Dahi Denogo, and Terrorizer have formed like a kind of like Irish group. And but that's not relevant at the moment for me explaining this. So through Kevin, I found RT Game, and watched him a bit. I hadn't been following him anywhere near as long as I'd been watching Kevin, but he ended up doing like a I don't remember what it was exactly, but he did some collaboration with Wilbur Soot. And Wilbur Soot was pretty funny, and I liked him, so I'm like, all right, I'll watch more of this guy's stuff. And so one of the things I ended up watching from Wilbur were these videos about him playing on something called the Dream SMP. Oh, hey, look at these. So I saw him I saw these edited videos. I didn't watch his streams. I didn't know he even streamed at the time. Although I probably could have figured that out easily if I paid enough attention to, like, end cards and stuff like that, or just had any idea, looked at him, on Twitter or something. But I was just watching his YouTube channel, and he'd posted some videos about the Dream SMP, which were fun. There was a lot of, like, stuff going on. But then one video, like, really shocked me, where they had, like, this election in their country they had made called L'Manberg. A lot of these terms are not going to make sense to anyone who hasn't watched Dream SMP. I'd recommend it. There's a lot of, like, interesting character and stuff, and, like, improv comedy and stuff going on. So, and of course, it's a big reason of how I found Technoblade. So there was one particular video that just kind of left me in shock, and I was like, "Whoa, this has gotten legitimately really good." In this video, they had an election for their country called L'Manberg, and in that election, they'd gotten a guy named Jay Schlatt, which I think I'd seen Jay Schlatt before in some of the other Wolverson videos, where Lava Rose and Water Rose and some other challenge videos they did together. So I'd seen Jay Schlatt already, but this put a whole new light into him because I hadn't watched Jay Schlatt in much else yet. And I saw him like endorse Wilbur and Tommy in their Pog party. But then he ended up going rogue and declaring himself as a candidate to be elected. And of course, this was after the fact. This was the edited video. I wasn't there for the stream, but I saw the polls go through, and I saw just like the most incredible thing is that these were actual real elections from, like, their YouTube audiences. That I think they had a poll on Twitter or something like that. Oh, a zombie died there. And the results were that Schlatt lost. He got like 16% or something like that, 16 or 17%. But then, and then, like, the second leading party, the Swag Party under Quackity, had gotten, like, I think 30 something percent. Maybe it was 30, maybe 33 or something like that. I don't remember the exact numbers. And I believe that Wilbur's party, him and Tommy, had gotten, what was it, 44%. But Quackity had, the leader of this Swag Party, got second place and had like 30-something percent, had pledged to put his numbers behind Schlatt. And so, with that being said, his numbers, that 30%, went behind Schlatt's, like, I think it was 15%, because it was like 1% more than Wilbur's. So they ended up beating Wilbur's, the Pog Party's 44% electorate numbers with 45%. And I was just in shock at that already, because that's like, they didn't make that up for plot. That actually was the actual numbers of things. And apparently, I found in hindsight that they'd, like, planned alternatives no matter who won. And the thing is that, like, Wilbur, Schlatt, and I think Tubbo were the only ones who knew the actual results. So everyone else's reactions to it was actually genuine. So it was, like, really interesting to see. As Schlatt just appeared on this server from out of nowhere, took over, and gave the most incredible villain speech I've ever heard. Maybe not ever, but, like, a shockingly good for a Minecraft roleplay server. And I was just, like, really hooked. Can you blame me? That was a really good part of the Dream SMP. I was hooked. And then he exiled Wilbur and Tommy, ran them out of town, And they, of course, wanted to get their country back. So who do they call? Technoblade. He joins the server, and he is new to me. I remind you, this is where I discovered him. And he just instantly became endearing because, honestly, I loved his sense of humor. I loved how he did jokes, and I liked other things about him, of course, such as, like, I think there was a point where Wilbur got back online and came up to Techno, and he's like, "How did you do all this?" Because Techno had apparently done a lot of stuff during that time. And he's like, and Techno's response was that he hadn't slept. And of course, the way they introduced him is like this warrior who could help them take back their country from J-Schlatt and everyone working under J-Schlatt. I was just like, I was intrigued, and so I fell in love with Technoblade pretty quickly. And I don't know if I subscribed to him then or later on. I'm pretty sure it might have been later on, but I don't think I subscribed to him at that point. So of course, again, I was not watching these at the time. I was not watching the live streams. I was catching them whenever Wilbur made videos. So I ended up, let me go back to that village. I'll stay with them for the night. So, oh hey, there's a cat all the way out here. Cool. Anyway, so I saw everything that happened after that go down in the story. I saw Technoblade's execution and his fireworks. Well, not execution, but him executing Tubbo and the fireworks that he shot at everyone, and just the message of subscribe to Technoblade on everyone's streams, and it was just funny. It was just really funny to me. I really liked this Technoblade guy that I discovered. But I still don't think I'd subscribed to him yet at that point. And then, of course, they have the big revolution. They beat Schlatt and Dream, and everybody else that was on their side, like Carl and Bad Boy Halo, etc. George, I think Sapnap was with them too. Anyway, that's not important. But anyway, I saw that happen. Then I saw Technoblade because he had in the story he had like an anarchist. He had an anarchist worldview, and so his thing was that he didn't care about L'Manfred, but he wanted to take down this government because Wilbur was a long lost friend, and his condition was that he's going to take down the government. He's not putting somebody else up in Schlatt's place. He's ending it because he thinks governments make lives worse and ruin everything, etc. That's not a place I can go to sleep. My bed now. And so he sets Withers up and it tries to blow up the whole country and basically succeeds. And I remind you, I wasn't subscribed to anyone else. It was just Wilbur. And I wasn't watching his streams. I was just watching the videos. That's important because he never made videos after that because his character died. And he came back as Ghost Rider, but I didn't know that. But his character died, so I wasn't seeing any more of the story. So I didn't find out for a while. So like everything that happened after that, up until I think Doomsday, I didn't see in real time. I think like during that time I had subscribed to Tommy, Techno, and some other people too, but those are the two that I was mainly watching, and was just getting caught up on like older stuff. Pretty understandable. And I went back and watched Tommy's point of view of things, and I'm like, wow, that's really interesting seeing how things were for Tommy and all the stuff that I'd missed from watching just Wilbur. And so I'm like, I wonder if I could do that for Techno too. So I went and found his YouTube channel and realized he had all the live streams on there. So I went back and saw not just videos, but like full streams. And I was getting caught up. And I think the point where I got caught up was Doomsday. While it was happening. So I wasn't caught up on the rest of the stuff. I just happened to see that he was like going live. Like I wasn't fully caught up when Doomsday happened. I just saw that he was going live. So Doomsday was the first live stream I watched of him. And I'll just go ahead and mention this. To this day, I still don't really watch people live. I don't get on Twitch much. I'm a YouTube guy. which, you know, you probably guessed since I do my live streaming here on YouTube instead of Twitch. I still have a Twitch account. Like I support people. I'm not really streaming on there, and I only watch people sparingly if it's like something that is important-ish to me. You know, where I'm just like, oh hey, Minecraft Championships, Wilbur's playing, and I like Wilbur. I'm gonna watch his point of view. So. Should probably leave this village. I don't know what I'm still doing here. I'm not really doing much in this game. I haven't even made anything yet. Go ahead and actually play the game while I'm just talking about stuff. So that was the point where I'm just like, oh my god, I love you, Techno. Because I'd seen what he did with Doomsday and saw all the wolves, and I'm just like, how did he even manage this? So I ended up getting caught up on his stuff. I don't remember exactly how quickly I did, what point, but I think I was pretty much caught up by the time he did his next like major live stream, his next real bit of lore. And you know, I'd caught up on like everything that happened in Dream SMP, so I hadn't watched a lot of his like older stuff, you know, like all like the Bed Wars and Minecraft Monday, that sort of thing. But Dream SMP Techno, I was like, I love that. I love that guy. And so, like, I ended up falling in love with him more and more, and ended up going back and getting caught up on all his stuff. As you know, he was the main point of view that I cared about, like my favorite character in the Dream SMP. So he was the main one that I'm watching first and foremost whenever he live streamed. And I think at that point I was watching Wilbur and Tommy whenever they did as well. Maybe was I watching anybody else at that point? Maybe Philza. And say a lot of like Techno's story, I was getting like caught up from behind of like, oh, that's what the Sleepy Boys are. Oh, that's what the Potato War is. And you know, a lot of that stuff. And you know, finding out Minecraft Monday and the Bed Wars win streaks and just random Hypixel stuff that he was doing. Skyblock, that sort of thing. And I was just getting caught up from behind. And so it got to the point where after like I'd watched all this stuff to get caught up on this creator that I'd really fallen in love with, he became like I remind you, I don't watch many live streams, and sure, these weren't streamed at the time. Like I was more watching people that make like videos, you know, like Markiplier is still a favorite of mine, of course. And so I'd watch people that make like 15-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute videos, but live streams, watching those in full was kind of new to me. But with Technoblade, that's where I really got that kind of exposure to it. And so I ended up going back and watching a lot of like Wilbur, Tommy, Philza, and other people soon enough. Oh yeah, I don't think I mentioned it, but I also started watching Dream sometime in that point between discovering, I think around the same time that I discovered Wilbur's streams, where I'm like, oh, that Dream guy. I started watching him fight off 300s or something like that, you know. I started that recently too, around the same time. But, you know, that's not as... I'll still credit Wilbur to being the thing that led me to Techno, not Dream. Not that Dream did anything wrong here, but, you know, just... I think Wilbur's the one that should get credit, if anybody. Anyway... Where was that? So yeah, it got to the point where like a lot of times I was going to bed watching Techno's streams, not his current live stream, but just rewatching it. And again, it's been a couple years now since I really been subscribed to him and following him, and that's just still true to this day. Where he's become. I don't know if I want to say #1 favorite because it's weird ranking creators in the first place. And also, I still love Markiplier to death and a few others. So I don't know if I can really say he's my number, but he's definitely been like. I know people talk about like hyperfixations a lot, and I don't know if I am necessarily a person that has those, but if anything can be classified as a hyperfixation over me for the past like couple years, it's been Technoblade. I love that dude. I loved his content, and of course, whenever I got the he broke the news that he had cancer, I was of course heartbroken and impassioned to do what I could to help that guy. And I think it was during his I think it was during his charity live stream where he ended up getting several people as quote unquote hunters, and you know people were donating items and that big live stream. That's where I went beyond just fully subscribing and I became a I donated to his thing and I think I became a no, it wasn't that live stream that I became a member. Um, but that's you can actually see me being one of the donations during like the TNT bit. If you've watched it, you know what I'm talking about. Like there was a point during the live stream where there's just a million TNT. I think during like not quite the end, but like maybe 3/4 of the way through that section, maybe 80%, something like that. You can see my name scroll by as one of the people who donated for TNT, and of course, like everyone else there, I had no idea how like terrible that was going to be for him. So I'm sorry to him, but I am glad that I at least got to be on his stream in a way. That was cool. And so I think it was the stream where he was building his. Oh God. He was building that giant build in the sand, which I guess either was for him or will not be used at this point. God, what's gonna happen to that server now? Oh. But yeah, I think during that I became a member and like I joined the Discord and I was just it was pretty heavily populated Discord, so I was like hesitant to say anything because it's just a giant sea of people talking, and I'm not gonna be able to be on all the time and like converse with people whenever anybody's saying something or replying to me or something. You know, it's like I'm not on Discord that much, at least to talk, like message people. I'm not on a million Discord servers, so that one I'm still on it, but I know that they sent a message out because again, this is being recorded like maybe an hour after the news came out. I just, oh man, I just live streaming didn't feel right, but I felt like I should just talk about stuff, even if no one really watched this or cared. I just needed to talk about it. I don't know. Anyway, see, I'm not gonna leave the server if I have to, because even if I'm not saying anything, because I'm loyal to him. I'm not gonna leave. No, no. That's my pig man. Well, I guess yeah, I've been a member for a bit. He's one of the few YouTubers that I bought merch from, like him. Nate Wants to Battle. I think there's somebody else, but those two for sure I've actually gotten merch for. I think I got Markiplier and Jacksepticeye stuff too. Those are like I think the only four that I've got actual merch for. I should add more to those numbers at some point, but I just haven't yet. Nuxtaku released some really cool looking shirts that I kind of want to get. I may do that at some point. Probably I could actually start playing the game a bit. Not just walking around and breaking stuff. Ow. Ow. I'm leaving that. Can make more. But yeah. And like, you know, I've been live streaming a lot of Minecraft since I started streaming. I don't know how long ago I started streaming, but I've been streaming a lot of Minecraft. And Techno, Wilbur, obviously, and couple other people, of course, were big inspirations for that. Hell, I even did like a 5 video series or something like that, where I played Minecraft and made a server with my friends, which you can go see. But it didn't last long because nobody else wanted to get on that much. But it was in a sense inspired by the Dream SMP and Technoblade. And you can even see in my live streams where I think I'd give Kevin credit for me doing like the Minecraft butt videos, because I obviously other people have done that too, but like his were just like a different kind of creative that like I feel like, oh, this would actually be fun to do. The kind of videos that he's done, like where it doesn't have just a million different coding things that I'm not going to be able to put in with my tiny ass Minecraft YouTube account. I'm not going to be able to get some kind of hire some coder because I don't have money for that. But I can do stuff like, oh, I'll play Minecraft, but I do this or this or this kind of thing. And he was like the one of the main inspirations for me learning like how to exploit the villagers, stuff like that, which doesn't sound like a good thing. But there's a lot of like Minecraft stuff where like I probably wouldn't play the same way that I do if not for Techno. And like just stuff I'd seen from his videos. I wouldn't be the same content creator probably if not for him. Oh, wait, where? Not that I'd say I play anything like him, of course. I can't compare to him, but like he's inspiration for a lot of the content that I've made, especially the Minecraft content over the past couple years. How am I going to get up there? Thought I had bread. Guess I ate all of the bread. So yeah, especially the past like couple of years, he's just been like a big part of my life, honestly, in a strange way. Not every night, of course, but a lot of nights I am going to bed watching some Minecraft, some Technoblade stream that I've seen probably 4 or 5 times already, but I'm just watching because like he's my comfort streamer, even if he's not currently streaming or like streaming often. He's like, of course, a lot of that's not even his fault. Sure, there's a lot of times where he could have been streaming more in the past, but he's obviously he had a lot going on past few months, and he's not going to have a new stream anymore. It just oh, I lived. So just I don't know why I felt the need to talk about it. I don't know if maybe I should have live streamed, even if it seemed like a little bit insensitive to be live streaming. Because I know people would be like, "Oh, you're just trying to use his name for whatever." I'm just not everybody grieves by disappearing. That's never been how I grieved. Like I know a lot of people do like where they take time off or something like that, and in a way, I completely get that, but like disappearing and like going away from whatever you're grieving over has never been like how I process things. Like Linkin Park, for example, is one of my all-time favorite bands, and I was devastated. Well, like I'm kind of devastated now whenever Chester Bennington died. But a lot of people, even especially people who don't actually listen to them that much, were like just a wait. I did that completely wrong. A lot of people were just like unable to listen to their music, but for me, it was just like I had to listen to it even more. Like they were already my favorite band, and like it was heartbreaking to listen, but it was also like I had to take in more of them. So like, I guarantee tonight and probably tomorrow night and just a lot of other nights, I'm sure I will be just spending as much time as I can just watching Technoblade stuff. If you do happen to find this video from Technoblade or something like that, feel free to comment your favorite video or one of your favorite jokes or stuff like that. Um, I'll always be a fan of, and of course I love like his character work in Dream SOP, stuff like that, or like how he plays himself off in other videos. Oh man, and he was just such a really interesting person to me. Like one of the things that I always loved about him is like even if he didn't play himself off as that serious, he could try hard like the best of them. And like even if he did, it wasn't always in the way of like I've got to beat this person. It's more of like I expect better from myself. I got to make first in everything. I've got to get all the kills. And like his chat would egg that on of like you only killed 14 of the 16 players. Weak, loser, get good. And man. I don't. And it's just always so interesting, like seeing him pull off things in like the craziest ways, like because he wasn't just like a tryhard; he was just actually really smart and creative too. And it was always interesting, like seeing like him and Dream have been compared for a while since Dream blew up, and it was interesting seeing like how they're both like these really driven, creative, clever people, but they do it in like these different ways that both like make them both like so interesting as not just like speedrunners or Minecraft players, but just as people. Like Technoblade would like exploit a game in a way that like they couldn't reuse it. Like Minecraft Monday and Minecraft MCC, Minecraft Championship, both had like several games that they just stopped playing or like changed or they removed or they added things just to nerf him. Like people just thought it was a foregone conclusion that there's no way you're beating Technoblade and TNT Run. And then he took like a game that he was not the best at that played against his strengths in a build battle and just created a list of everything he would need and created a schematic to like get it everything as fast as possible to the point where they had to change how the game worked because of him. And then there's just like bingo. They changed the game how the game worked because of him again because like he realized, hey, I don't need to actually get all these items. What if I just kill people and take theirs? And he ended up making like one of the top scoring in that game because he wasn't even just. Oh, this is interesting terrain for a village. What the hell is happening here? But like he ended up getting like 1,000,000 points, not because he crafted anything. I think he crafted like maybe one item in that game, but they had to change it because he kept killing people and getting all these points from them. And there's like other stuff where like there was like other stuff like that where like they had to like literally put him with like bad team. Like I think there was like a Minecraft Monday where he was teamed up with Colby Carson, and Carson was literally trying to get him to lose, and yet he was still performing just fine in a lot of the games as a solo player. And it was just like interesting seeing like how nothing kept him down. He always find a way to survive, or like find a way to get around whatever obstacles in his path. And he was never mean about it too. That was like the most incredible thing. Like, of course, he just like make funny things to like strangers on the internet. Like he knocked someone off of like, oh, he actually didn't kill me. Good, that kind of thing. Or like, get good, nerd, kind of thing, as he sends someone plummeting to their death. That kind of thing. But he was never mean. It was always interesting to see like how even when like he was just like somewhat mean, it was always in a way that you could tell he never really meant it. People that he didn't know well on Dream SMP, and like he obviously wasn't that comfortable talking with, because not that he disliked them, but just because he didn't know them well. But he was never really. Maybe he was like a quick to get out of talking to them, but he was never mean. It was always like interesting to see, like he was actually a good person underneath all the dry humor. Like he was actually just a really nice and kind person. I spent all that time getting up to that village and then just left it immediately. I don't know what I'm even doing in this world. I'm just walking around and talking. Which I think is fine. Not to find use of my time. I feel like I've been in a snow biome forever. And then, like, in his edited videos, particular, like a lot of like just the stuff that he would make jokes about, the way he would get away with. Again, like he wasn't mean, but it was stuff like one of my favorites is whenever he's trying to get like the $100,000 fridge in like Mr. Beast challenge, and just one of the opening jokes was just about how I got, and then we were off, and I immediately went to the safest place I could think of, Afghanistan. Just stuff like that just had me rolling, and still does. That's one of my all-time favorite videos, and seeing him in like other creators' videos, like Tommy's challenges, and like just seeing like the whole thing where like a Slime Sickle, who's another dude that I love. He's fucking hilarious. Slime Sickle has to be like one of the funniest people on the planet. But like he had angered Wimothy, the wither that Slime Sickle was playing, and then he like lost him in the forest, and he was just like, "You'll never get away from me." Oh wait, he's actually gone. Where'd he go? Just stuff like that, where Technoblade could just run circles around people, even like if he was at a clear disadvantage. And like just some of like the most incredible stuff that I'd seen from that dude. Like, not that being good at Minecraft makes you a better person or anything, but just I was just in shock when he did that Hunter's challenge, and then just through like a clever use of what he had in the ender chests and respawning, he was actually able to get good gear and fight off these overpowered hunters and all these mobs chasing him. And he was actually starting to take down all like Phil and Rambo and all the others that had overpowered gear. And Wilbur was literally like God, and he managed to take them all down. And then whenever they came back for like they call it Huntermageddon, I will never forget like the duel that took place as he in a 3v1 against people with like overpowered gear was not only surviving, but he was putting them near to death and almost won, even without like having died once. He finally was able to kill them and actually won that challenge. Sure, he died once, but I mean, it was hard to maintain that kind of resources forever. But like, and it just felt like so cool seeing him triumph. And then like that moment after he'd beaten them all, where like he was like flying around in the Elytra and then shot an arrow at the ghast and shot its own like fireball back at it. It was like the coolest thing ever, and that you could see in a Minecraft game. And I was like, this dude is incredible, best in the world. Which, you know, you could argue whether he was the best player or not. Of course, Dream, Pizza Hut, all other people have claims to it as well, and I completely get if you want to go with them instead. But to me, he's the GOAT. And at the end of the day, it's not important who's the best, you know, because that's not what matters here. What matters is that, like, he was actually just one of the best people, content creators out there. It just Technoblade never dies. That's what you gotta remember. I know me and plenty of other people will remember him, carry on his legacy, try to put a smile on people's faces. Like, 'cause that was like one of the moments that just really got me. You know, that first video where he had announced he had cancer and just, but he was still just making jokes about it and just having fun and just. What the hell's making noises? What the hell are you? Oh, I forgot. Oh, those are added now? I didn't realize those were in the game yet. Oh. Oh, what's up, dude? I wasn't doing anything. I forgot they added those. Well, I didn't realize they were added yet. Like, there's new stuff in the game. Like, they also added, like, that underground thing, right? With the super powerful boss, like the underground cities. Like those abandoned underground cities. Anyway, like, him, just the way he handled that, I was just. And that's one of those moments where I was like, yep, that's my comfort streamer. That's my streamer. That's my pigman. Blood for the blood god. As he was just like taking this news that like the cancer he'd been diagnosed with, and he was just making jokes about it and having fun and just. And he just took it so well. And with us, I don't know how he took it at the time, because obviously there wasn't a video whenever he first found out or whatever. But just the way he'd handled himself, at least in videos and stuff that we saw him in since then, like, God, he was the best. Ugh. I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss that dude. God. I don't know what to think right now, because I'm never gonna see any new streams from him. Not gonna be any new video from Technoblade. Just seeing like anything that Wilbur, Tommy, and Philza do together. It's just there's always just gonna be that remembrance of like, hey, 3 out of 4. It's just, oh God. It really did mean a lot to me. So there's no way to tell him anything now, but Techno, you really did mean a lot to me. It's weird because, like, I'm a pretty introverted person, you know? So it's weird making videos and streaming on my own, because It weird times I'm not really able to do things with friends anymore. But like not just recently, but like through my whole life, like I've always found comfort in like characters and since I had found YouTube, started watching people, there's like creators. I've always found like comfort for them because like even like if I was on my own with something, I was alone doing something, I still could go to them at any time. You know, sure it's a parasocial relationship, but like it was a relationship. You had someone there you could go for videos. Like I could go watch a Mark video whenever I just needed something. And go back and watch some funny videos of him and friends like having fun, and I feel like maybe not that I'm there, but I feel like I'm with them and I'm sharing these experiences. And Technoblade go on these adventures with me and everyone else that was watching. Just that was another experience that can be along for with someone that I, even if they didn't know, even if he didn't know who I was, even if he'd never heard my name or seen me or anything like that. It's like it still almost felt like I had a friend with him. If that makes sense. Like parasocial relationship or not, it's not like it still meant something to me. And yeah, I'll be spending a lot of time watching him, at least the next couple days. I don't know how long, but be there with hanging out with Technoblade again. Sorry, a bit dark. Sorry if anybody's sad. I'm just trying to play Minecraft and talk about stuff. Yes, I don't know if I'll post this. I probably will. I don't know when would be right to, because I don't want to do it too soon, because I'm not trying to like capitalize off his name or anything, but I don't know. I didn't even really do anything in this world just beyond just loot some villages and run around everywhere. I haven't even done anything with what I have. I've just been walking around. Like I don't want to delete this world, but I've also like not done anything with it, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I've just been walking. I'm still just walking around. Leave me alone, Skelly. I would not even be surprised if I'd come across these pumpkins before and I'd found some way to circle around. Who knows how far I am from spawn? Because I don't even think I've been going in a straight direction by any means. For all I know, I could have circled around several times. I could be at spawn for all I... Well, no, I think spawn was snowing. But, Ow. I don't even know what I'm walking around for. What I'm looking for anything or just walking for walking's sake. Put that back down, sir. gonna do with this world. If I should do something with this world. Maybe this should just be a one and done thing. But I also don't feel like deleting it. I don't know. I don't even know how long it would have taken me to find out. But they sent like a Discord ping to everybody, which I typically am not getting notification from the Discord server, but whenever they notify everyone, that includes me. So. And they said something about not knowing what they're going to do with the server and something about grieving, and I just instantly had that moment of, wait, what? Why? And saw they had linked the video, which I thought I had notifications on for them, so I don't know why I didn't get something from YouTube itself. But, oh, snow biome. Did I just take a full circle back home to spawn? What the hell? Oh. Oh god, I hate this. Why did they make this a thing? Oh yeah, you get off me. Oh no, 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 no. Yep. Oh yeah, I forgot I did that. Well, guess I'm back here. Not getting that stuff back. Who knows where I even was. I just... Yeah. I don't know what I'm even still playing for. Maybe I should just end the video. Go watch him or something. I don't know. Yeah. Probably seems like a good idea. I've definitely talked long enough, taken enough of your time. I know this isn't much of a tribute, but I don't know. Maybe it would have meant something to him. I don't know. But guess I'll see you all at some other game. Maybe see you all soon. Something. I'm gonna keep making content myself. It's not like I'm stopping anytime soon. Well, it's been hard to find time to record lately because work and other stuff have been keeping me busy. Seems like every time I actually have free time on the weekend, something gets ripped away from me with some life stuff, and I have to make appointments for things and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll try and be back soon enough for anyone who cares about that. Yeah, if you're new to Technoblade, go subscribe, go watch him. I can almost guarantee that you would love him. Gonna bow for our king. Blood for the blood god. Technoblade never dies. Goodbye, y'all.